Welcome back guys. So Larian has just dropped the much awaited patch 4 for Baldur's Gate 3. It weighs around 14.1 GB, includes slightly over 1000 fixes as usual, breaks Steam's character limit. So if you want to read the entire update log, you will be required to go to Larian's website. I'll drop its link in the description of the video. You can see the version of this patch. Now I am surprised that the developers did not mention about the official addition of FSR 2.2 to the game in the patches summary. We all know how bad FSR version 1 looks in this game. FSR 2.2 offers a much better picture quality for the upscaled image as compared to FSR version 1. In this video I'll be testing the game's performance in the lower city area Act 3 on my Steam Deck and Windows PC that has Ryzen 3700x processor and RTX 2070 Super GPU. I'll quickly go through the performance and options features of this patch, continued making performance improvements and optimizations across the game, fixed HDR sliders not updating their values, optimized the lighting in the lower city, improved the general performance of the UI by having it execute in parallel with other tasks when possible, improved loading times after choosing to venture forth by reducing delays during portrait generation, improved performance when multiple copies of the same animation would try to run at once, example, the ships in the distance in Grey Harbor, improved performance in areas with crowds. I'll be traversing the lower city. We'll go through the crowded areas. I've already tested this area before on the older builds of the game, so I do have an idea about the game's performance prior to this patch. First I'll run it on Steam Deck. My Steam Deck has SteamOS version 3.5.1 preview build, game info section using Proton compatibility layer version 8.0-4. It will run the Direct3D 11 version of the game. We'll be capping the FPS at 24 in order to prevent the game from hitting the GPU bottleneck on Steam Deck. Act 3 is more demanding than both Act 1 and 2. We're in the menu. Performance tab. Overlay level set to 4. Refresh rate set to 48. Frame rate limit set to 24. And that's it. Show you the in-game setting. First I'll run the game using the low preset and FSR 2.2 disable. 800p resolution. VSync disable. Frame rate cap disabled. There's the option for enabling FSR 2.2. Set it to performance. I'll just disable it. There you go. Everything set to low. Texture filtering set to anisotropic 4 times. Not very demanding on the hardware. All effects disabled. Start the game. There's my group. I am playing as Karlak, so here we are getting around 24 FPS. GPU usage is around 96%. Image quality is looking sharp. You can see the frame time graph, a flat line. Let's check out the performance. Barely any hitching. My teammates are following me. Yeah, slight hitch there. No big deal. Another hitch. There will be an explosion soon. Keep an eye on the FPS counter. Yeah, it dropped down to 13, 15. Frame time spikes. Prior to this patch, here FPS used to drop down to around 10 on my Steam Deck. In-game performance has definitely been improved with this new patch. Go here now. Enter this area. I'm getting a stable 24 FPS. Now I'll return to the starting point. Take the same path through which I came. On the previous build of the game, here FPS used to drop down to around 17 to 18 on Steam Deck. Did not happen. There you go. Now I'll enable FSR 2.2. First I'll just set FSR 2.2 to ultra performance. I don't recommend using this preset, makes the textures look blurry. Yeah, so when I move my character, I can observe the blurriness. FSR 2.2 is definitely working, and you can see GPU load drop down to around 82 to 90%. Character models are looking pixelated. Tree is looking so blurry in the background. I'll just drop the preset to performance. This is usable. Yep, that blurriness is gone now. Even when I move the camera, much better. Let's check out the game's performance. GPU load is around 90 to 99%. Waiting for the explosion. 16 FPS. There you go. He gained a few frames by enabling FSR 2.2. Frame time stutters are still present. Go through here. Game is very demanding on the CPU. So in the lower city area, while traversing, FPS for the most part stayed around 24. But the explosion still slowed down the game. FPS dropped down to 16. Now I'll be testing the game on my desktop PC. Let's see how the performance is on Ryzen 3700x processor. I'll start the game on my PC. Prior to this patch, I was getting around 50 to 60 FPS in the same area, and during the explosion, FPS used to drop down to as low as 30. Larian launcher. From here, I'll just select DirectX 11 version of the game. Play. I'll be using the low settings. DLSS set to quality, full HD resolution. Quality preset for DLSS. Everything set to low. Texture filtering set to trilinear. That's it. There's my group. So here we're getting around 90 FPS. That's really good to see. Game is running very smoothly. Let's check out the area. Yeah, FPS dropped down to 63. Now let me just zoom out, show you the scale of the map. You can see so many non-playable characters in the nearby area. To access the processor, I'll continue my journey. Keep an eye on the FPS counter. Explosion incoming. Yeah, FPS dropped down to around 34 there.
Hot. Did you see that? Incredible.
Certain activities can still kill the performance. But again, I observed a performance improvement on PC, like 4 to 5 FPS higher as compared to the previous build of the game.
Hold on until after training, and at least you'll get paid.
Go through here. (70 FPS). Return to the starting point. So on my PC, FPS for the most part was within a range of 60 to 70 while traversing the lower city area. Explosion caused the FPS to drop down to as low as 34. Still, the game's overall performance was much better than the previous build. I still think there is some room for further in-game performance improvement. Good to see FSR 2.2 now officially added to the game. I'll end the video here guys. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.